Shri Guru Charan Saroja Raja Nijamano Kuru Sudhari Varano Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jodayak Palachari Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiram Pavan Kumar Balaburi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kalesa Vikar Jaya Hanuman Gyana Gunasagar Jaya Kapishati Loka Ujjaya Ramaduta Tulita Baladama Anjani Bhuta Pavana Sutanama Mahavira Bikram Bajrangi Kumati Nivara Sumati Kesangi Kanchana Raja Subesa Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesa Ata Bajura Dvaja Viraja Kande Muja Jane Usaja Shankara Suvarna Kesari Nandan Teja Pratapa Mahajagabanda Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatu Amakaja Karibe Koatu Prabhu Charitra Sunibe Korasiya Rama Lakana Sita Manavasiya Sukshma Rupa Darisiya Hindikava Vikata Rupa Dari Lanka Jarava Bhima Rupa Dari Asura Sanhare Ramachandra Ke Kaja Samvare Kaya Sadiva Lakana Jiaye Shri Raghuveera Harashi Uralaye Raghupati Kinhi Bhavat Barai Tuma Mama Priya Bharatai Samavai Sahasavadan Tumaro Jasagam Asakai Shri Pati Kantalagam Sanakadika Brahmadi Munisa Narada Sharada Saita Isa Jamakuber Digapala Jahante Kavi Kovinda Kaisa Ke Kahante Tuma Upakara Sugriva Inkinha Rama Milaya Rajapadadina Tumaro Mantra Bibhishanamana Lankeshwara Sabha Jagajana Juga Sastra Jojana Paravanu Nileota Imardura Palajan Prabhu Mudrika Mile Mukamahi Jalalilangi Gaya Charajanahi Durga Makaja Jagata Ke Jete Sukamanugra Tumare Dete Rama Duare Tumarakaware Gotanagya Binu Pesare Sab Sukha Lahe Tumhari Sharana Tumara Chakra Kahu Kodharana Apana Teja Samaro Ape Tino Loka Hangatin Gambe Bhuta Pisach Nikatana Inave Mahavir Javanama Sunav Nase Roga Hare Sababira Chapata Nirantara Hanumata Vira Sankatate Hanuman Churave Manakrama Bachana Dhyana Jolave Sabapara Rama Tapasvi Raja Dina Ke Kaja Sakala Tumasaja Oramanorata Joko Ilave Sovi Amita Jirana Palapave Charon Juga Paratapa Tumara E Parasiddha Jagata Vijayara Sadhu Santa Ke Tumara Kovare Asura Nikandana Rama Dulare Ashta Siddhi No Nidhi Ke Data Asavaradina Janki Mata Rama Rasayan Tumare Pasa Sadaraho Raghupati Ke Dasa Tumare Bhajan Rama Gopal Janama Janama Ke Dukha Visarave Anta Kala Raghuvara Pura Jai Jahan Janam Hari Bhakta Kahai Or Devata Chitana Dharai Hanumata Sei Sarva Sukha Karai Sankata Kate Mite Sababira jo sumire Hanumat Balaveer Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa karo Gurudev ki nai Jo satavar paat kar koi Chut hi ban mahasukh hoy Joya pare Hanuman Chalisa Oya siddhi saki garisa Tulsi das sada hari chera Ki jainath hridaya mahandera Tanaya Sankatarana Mangala Murti Rupa Ramalakana Sita Sahita Hridaya Vasa Surabupa Mangala Murti Martananda Sakala Amangala Nikanda Mangala Murti Marutananda Sakala Mangala Mula Nikanda Calling out to hungry hearts everywhere through endless time You who wander, you who thirst, I offer you this heart of mine. Calling out to hungry spirits everywhere through endless time. Calling out to hungry hearts, all the lost and the left behind. Gather round and share this meal. Your joy and your sorrow, I make it mine. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Sitaram Sitaram Sitaram
So if you're laying down,
Sitaram Sitaram
you want to begin to make your way to sit. And then if you haven't got yourself a block or a belt and you suspect you may need one, this is your chance to slowly grab one from the back without causing a cue. So we're still kind of trying to keep some sort of a distance. And once you grabbed a block, you're going to place it underneath your butt and you're going to come to sit. So you want to have your hips higher than your knees. And then just close the eyes. You don't have to look around. It's always the same, right? Latecomer, late bloomers, people who are just busy in deep meditation or just actually asleep, you know. It's pretty early for some of us, 10 o'clock on a Saturday. All right. Hey, Muriel, we started. Silence, please. All right. So, good morning, everyone. If you haven't met me before, I think there are a few new faces. My name is Hila. I'm usually here on other times of the week. I'm subbing for Caroline. So, if at the end of class you're thinking, never again, luckily for you, Caroline will be back next week. So you're, just mark it in your agenda. So, as we mentioned already, we're all sitting on a block. We're sitting high. The hips are higher than the knees. And then allow the hands to rest on the thighs or the knees. Maybe you want to bring them to the center of the body and really close the eyes. And if you're finding that closing the eyes is a little too challenging for you at the moment because you're curious, you're restless, you're, I don't know what, just look down. Try and find a sense of focus. Let's begin by exhaling everything out. So make sure that the mouth is closed. Exhale through the nose. And then take a deep breath. Inhale, feeling up. Again, exhaling everything out. Relax the shoulders. Allow the shoulders and the knees to fall down. Taking a deep breath, feeling up. And then keep on finding your own rhythm and your breath. And while you're doing so, begin to feel where are you sitting on. And notice if you're leaning forward. If you do, that's not what we're looking for. You want to tilt back 2 or 3 centimeters. Yeah, exactly. And then even maybe roll the shoulder backwards. So we're looking for a sense of expansion in the heart and the chest. So you kind of find yourself shooting in opposite directions. The sitting bones are rooting down to the prop, the knees are falling down, and then the spine is really, really long and the crown is shooting up to the sky. And then just keep on opening the heart area. Doesn't have to be a big movement, just a sense of awareness. We're going to focus on heart openers this morning, so we're going to have plenty of chances to open up. Especially now, the temperatures are kind of dropping, and it's easy to start kind of crumbling in, right? Wishing that global warming would have lasted a little longer. Or not. Okay, let's bring the hands to the heart in Namaste. We're going to open the practice with 3 times Om. So maybe just open the eyes for a split second to make sure that your elbows are in line with your wrists. And then once again, close the eyes. Relax the shoulders. Relax the face. And let's begin by exhaling everything out. Taking a deep breath, inhale, fill up. And then fill up a little bit more. Bowing your head down and dedicating your practice to something or someone other than yourself. Maybe dedicate your practice towards something which is currently present in your life or something you'd like to transform. And then when you're done with your dedication, bring the hands back to the knees and keep the eyes closed. So if you're new to Svaha Yoga, if you haven't been here before, if you haven't been here for a while, at Svaha we have a monthly topic which we discuss at the beginning of each month. And the focus of this month is a book called the Yoga Sutras. It's a 2,000 years old book, and it's basically a practical guidebook for life and for yoga practice. So sutra, meaning threads, it's small sentences, and there are about 200 of them in the book. And today I would like to focus on a sutra that goes like this. It says, practice becomes firmly grounded when well attended to for a long time, without break, and in all earnestness. So I'd like to touch this somewhat less exciting sutra because it sounds quite straightforward, right? But as usually with the Yoga Sutras, there's always a deeper layer to dive into, even if it seems the most basic instruction. Keep the eyes closed and try and stay still even if you feel a little restless or already getting bored. Nothing lasts forever. So basically this sutra tells us the first thing that we need to keep in mind is that the practice should be done for a long time. And this announcement is especially interesting these days, where the possibilities are endless and our concentration span is as long as a life of a butterfly. So it varies from 24 hours to 2 weeks max. And most of us these days, the younger we are also, we want immediate results, right? We meditate for a week and we say it doesn't work for us, or we try yoga for 6 months and then we move to Pilates because it's better for your core strength, or we start with One Fit and then we change to ClassPass because they have a better offer. So Patanjali, the author of the Yoga Sutras, says for a long time, and noticed that he doesn't say for how long. And then he also adds that practice should be done without a break. So you often hear people say, I've been practicing yoga for the past 10 years, but I'm still the same. Nothing has really improved or changed. And when you ask them how often they practice, they say, on and off. And so it must be a continuous practice if you want to see and feel a deep transformation. And often the problem with continuous practice is not necessarily the discipline, it's actually boredom, How do you keep yourself interested and engaged when you do the same damn thing day after day after day? So during our yoga teacher training, which has taken place here at Svaha Yoga, one of the main points that our teachers kept on repeating was to keep on digging the same hole. It doesn't sound like a very romantic metaphor, but they kept on reminding us each time. When things became a little dull, when the practice was too hard, when the excitement began to wither down, when doubt creeps in, when the ego takes over, when we think we know it all, when the relationship is no longer exciting, keep on digging the same hole. Because magic begins to happen when you stick onto your path. Magic is forced to rise when you let go of doubt, when you dive in head and heart, when you decide to stay, invest, and stick around not out of fear, but out of love. So remember, practice, whatever your practice is, becomes firmly grounded when well attended to for a long time, without a break, and in all earnestness. We're going to open the practice with a chant, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When you sing Shri Ram, you're not calling anyone in particular. It's not a religious act. You're actually just evoking a sense of intention within you. So if there is one thing I can advise you about chanting, is chant like no one can hear you, and this harmonium is also loud enough. Let's see what happens. Exhaling everything out. Take a deep breath in. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Sita Ram, 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 Sita Ram. Taking a deep breath, inhale, fill up. Keeping the eyes closed. Now, if you're already freaked out, if you're thinking, this is not what I signed up for this morning, should have gone to the new yoga school, well, you got your money worth, right? This is yoga. Yoga is getting out of your comfort zone. Yoga is really getting your head out of your ass instead of wrapping your legs around your head. So what are we going to do? We're going to gently open the eyes. We are going to remove the prop we're sitting on, and let's give the legs a little shake. It's a level 1 class, so we're going to take it nice and easy, or at least I'm going to attempt to. I already had 2 coffees this morning, so let's see what happens. Yeah, confessions of a yoga teachers, all the things you don't want to know. Let's come to the front of the mat, and we're gonna start with warming up the lower back, so opening with cat and cow. You want to place your wrists underneath your shoulders. You want to spread your fingers wide and make sure that the index fingers are facing forward. So this is how you know that you have your hands in the right direction. Now have a look back. Make sure that the knees are underneath your hips. Move the feet away if you can see them between your thighs. So we're really looking for a sense of equanimity. Now take a deep breath, inhale, close the mouth. We're breathing in and out through the nose already, looking up. And then exhale, you're going to arch and push the earth away. Again, inhale, open up. Make sure you're not frowning, you're just looking up. Exhale, you're going to arch. A few more times. Inhale, open up, make your movements bigger. Exhale, pushing the earth away. Inhale, you're going to shoot your sitting bones to opposite sides. Exhaling, arch. One last time. Inhale, maybe a little higher with the neck. Exhale, we're going to come to a neutral back. Now, on your next inhalation, lift the right knee up, flex that foot, so the knee is 90 degrees, you're looking up again. And exhale, you're going to crunch. Take it slow. Inhale, open up, flexing the foot. Exhale, you're going to crunch. Inhale, lifting, noticing that movement in the lower back. Exhale, last crunch, bring the knee towards the forehead if you can. And then we're going to bring that knee down to the mat, changing sides right away. Inhale, lifting the left leg, flex the foot, 90 degrees. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, it's kind of sweet if you get into it. Exhaling, crunch. One last time, a little higher. Exhale, bring the knee towards the forehead. Maybe they touch, maybe not. Then bring the knee down. Maybe you need a little wiggle in the wrists or the knees. And then whenever you're ready, curling your toes under, lifting the knees first, really stretch the upper back and the arms, and then make your way to downward facing dog. And instead of thinking about taking the best downward facing dog you've ever done, think about welcoming your body to your practice. So maybe you're feeling a little bit tight, maybe you're still a little bit cold, although it's already like 30 degrees in here. You know, if you can go to Costa Rica, bring Costa Rica to your down. So maybe you want to walk your dog, you know? Just kind of inhale, bend one knee, exhale, changing sides. Or maybe you just want to keep your knees bent just to see what's going on. Whatever you are, make sure that nobody is really interested in your practice beside you. And even you, 10 minutes after you left the studio, you're already going to forget everything about your performances. Now, on your next inhalation, begin walking the hands towards the feet, baby steps. And then when you reach to the feet, bend the knees deeply, lay the chest on the thighs. Arms are dangling down, relaxing the head, the neck, shaking the head yes, shaking the head no, shaking the head maybe so. Have a look at your feet. Make sure that they're really parallel to each other and that they're really in hip width. So you don't want them to be too narrow, you don't want them to be too wide. And then we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. And you can keep your knees bent, or you can also begin to straighten the legs. But remember, we're working on heart openers. So it's not about coming into a forward bend, it's about opening up. Now, I see many feet which are not really parallel to each other. So, you know, it's all these small details that begin to transform your practice. Yeah, exactly. Maybe take a little bit more steps. Straighten the arms as best as you can. Open that shoulder area. Alright, very gently letting go of the hands, bend the knees. Once again, shaking the head yes, no, maybe so. Maybe you want to swing the arms from side to side. Just see what happens, what this does to the division of the weight in the body. And then very gently we're going to begin to rise up. Slowly, slowly, one vertebra at a time. That is going to come at last. And whenever you're ready, you're going to bring the feet together at the front of your mat and come to prayer. So we want to find equanimity and stability, right? So if you're already standing here thinking, this is a little bit wobbly, you can always bring your feet to hip width. Close the eyes for a moment, bring your tailbone down, engage your belly. And maybe think about your dedication and who you're practicing for this morning. It's always nice to keep it in mind once you start jumping up and down. Remember, the mouth is going to be closed. We're going to work with Ujjayi, breathing in and out through the nose equally. Let's exhale everything out. Taking a deep breath in. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, gently open the eyes. We're going to bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, you're going to fall over the legs. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, we're going to shoot the right foot back and the left foot will follow for downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Inhaling. Exhale it forward. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale everything out for 5. Now on your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, you're going to bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, we're going to point the toes and come to Cobra, Bhujangasana. Open heart and chest, the elbows are in. And then curl the toes under, back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Let's do one more inhale here. Exhaling everything out. Now on your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bringing in between the hands. The left foot is going to follow, and we're going to fall over the legs. Now inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, back to Namaste. Another round of the same thing. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, you're going to fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, shooting left foot back, right foot follows, downward facing dog. So remember, if you're not sure what's going on, you can always look around, but I'm really going to describe each movement and each breath. So all you need to do is just tap to your listening skills. Now in downward facing dog, you want to make sure that you're spreading your fingers wide as humanly possible. And you also want to make sure that the space between the index finger and the thumb is pressed down. Make sure that the feet are in hip width. Don't allow the heels to fall inwards. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, we point the toes. We come to Cobra, Bhujangasana. The pubic bone is down, the elbows are in. And then curl the toes under, back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do one more. Inhale here. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Right foot is going to follow. We're going to fall over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, back to Namaste. Again, inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, you're going to fall over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, stepping back to downward facing dog. Maybe getting a little warmer already. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Breathe it in. Exhale for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 4. Let's do one more breath in. Exhaling everything out for 5. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Inhale, point the toes. Bhujangasana. Maybe roll the shoulder backwards. Elbows are in. Curling the toes under. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. It's a little bit freaky when somebody leaves the room and it sounds like they're still here, right? The miracles of 2020. Alright, on your next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply. We're going to jump forward or maybe just step forward in between the hands, falling over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, with the thumbs, rise up, maybe a little arch. Exhale, back to Namaste. Again, inhale, bend the knees, with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, we're going to shoot the left foot back. We're going to fan the right knee 90 degrees. Make sure that your feet are in hip width. And then on your next inhalation, lift both arms up, Anjaneyasana. If you're a little bit wobbly, you can always bring the hands to the front knee. If you need to move to improve, please do so. But eventually, you're going to find yourself reaching up. And while you're reaching up, you want to think about a few things. You want to think about straightening that back leg completely. More. You want to relax the toes of the front foot, sit a little bit more deeply than you think you can. Let's take one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale everything out. Other side. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Left knee 90 degrees, feet are in hip width. And then rising up, Anjaneyasana. Don't worry if you need to take a couple of few breaths down there to find your balance. Inhale, reach up from the fingertips. Exhale, you're going to settle in. Again, the back leg is super straight. Sit a little bit more deeply into that front knee, 90 degrees, yeah. Make sure that you're not leaning forward, because you want to open the heart and the chest. Beautiful. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. One more breath in. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply, jump forward in between the hands. We're going to fall over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, back to Namaste. Another round of the same thing, you know it's coming. Inhale, bend the knees with the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, left foot back, right knee 90 degrees, feet in hip width, rising up, Anjaneyasana. So you know, you don't really have to follow my instructions if you're going to follow your own movements and breath. And this is what yoga is all about. When you begin to find that beautiful subtle balance between synchronizing every single thing you do with your breath. Straighten that back leg a little bit more. Sit a little bit more deeply into that front knee. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Left knee 90 degrees, feet in hip width, rising up, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in. Soften the face and the gaze. Make sure that the front knee is in 90 degrees. Yeah, exactly. Back in the days, we could just walk around and smack you into alignment. No longer. But who knows, 2020 is almost ending. Let's do one more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, bring yourself all the way down to the mat. Inhale, point the toes, Bhujangasana. Bring the elbows in, open heart and chest. And then we're going to curl the toes under, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air. We're going to bring the foot in between the hands. And we're going to keep the left hand where it is. Placing the right hand on the sacrum, inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart and the chest, and then exhale, you're going to twist towards the right. Reaching up with the right arm, you want to find your arms in line. It's kind of hard to see it from the position that you're at. Usually it means that you have to bring your right arm a little bit closer towards your head. And then also make sure that your right hip and your right knee are in line, so you're not lifting that right hip too high. One more inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the top arm down, back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's do the other side. So on your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bringing it between the hands. Right hand stays where it is, left hand on the sacrum. Inhale, lengthen your spine, bring the crown forward. Exhale, twist towards the left. Reaching up with the left arm. So make sure that the arm is not kind of shooting backwards. We don't want to have a sense of opening. You actually want to twist. So relaxing the lower back. Have a look at the left hip and the left knee. Make sure that they're in line. Let's take one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, bring the top arm down to the mat. Back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply. We're going to jump in between the hands, falling over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, hook the thumbs, rise up. Exhale, back to Namaste. Give everything a little shake, it's all over and behind you. You all look super ecstatic about being here this morning. Let's open towards the puja wall. Saturday, 10 o'clock, right? Who would have thought? We're going to come to Pasarita Padottanasana. It's a wide-legged spread. So you want to find a wide meter between the feet, but you want to make sure that you're going to be able to sustain this. So bring the big toes in and really exaggerate that movement, because notice that as soon as the big toe is facing inwards, it forces you to, or reminds you to lift the kneecaps and engage your thighs, placing your hand on your hips. Take a deep breath, inhale, open the heart and the chest. Exhale, come to a flat back first. Now inhale, lengthen, bring your crown forward, stick your butt in. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Now check in with the feet and see what they're doing. If the big toes no longer face each other, please turn your big toes in. If you can barely reach down to the mat, you can always use a block, right? So you can place your hands on a block and then you have a sense of lift. If you feel like you have the space, you can begin to walk your hands backwards to have them in line with your toes. But you're going to do so only if the hands are flat down. And again, remember, nobody is actually interested in how far you go beside you. So it's really about your technique, about your alignment, about how you come in and out of a pose. So let go of any sense of competition, especially against yourself. Now on your next inhalation, we're going to walk the hands outwards to have them again underneath the shoulders. Exhale, just stay here. On your next inhalation, placing the hands on the hips, gently begin to rise up. And we're going to do one more variation. So check in with the feet, make sure there's somewhere you can sustain them. On your next inhalation, bring the arms to shoulder height. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back, roll the shoulders backwards. Extra inhalation, open up. Exhale, come to a flat back first, arms going up to the sky. Inhale, stick your butt in, bring the crown forward. Exhale, either stay where you are, or maybe the crown of the head is coming down towards the mat. Again, you're checking in with your feet. If you have to bend your knees here, just bring the feet a little bit further in. Make sure that you're not sticking your butt out, so you really want to come forward. Forward, forward, forward. Especially if I'm going to come and stand next to you. So yeah, a little bit further, yes, much better. Alright, on your next inhalation, bring both arms down to the mat, give the head a little shake. Inhale, placing your hands on the hips. Come to a flat back first, and then come all the way up. And you can step the feet in, you can jump them in. Ah, that was lekker. If it wasn't lekker, just tell yourself it was. It always helps. Alright, we're going to come to Vrikshasana. So coming to tree pose. So bring your attention to your left foot. You're going to bring your right knee up. You want to engage your belly already, because this is your core, this is what's going to keep you stable. And you want to find something to look at that doesn't move. Now we're going to grab hold of the ankles, we're going to bring the foot towards the butt first, so we're protecting the knee this way, and then placing the foot on the thigh, hands to the heart. And you can stay here, see what's happening. You can place the hands on the hips if you're super wobbly, or if you're feeling pretty stable, maybe you want to reach up to the sky. Now notice how when you lift your arms up, immediately the shoulders coming up with it. So be conscious of that and keep on relaxing your shoulders. Notice how often that right knee wants to come in. You want to bring it out. Yeah, so it's also a hip opener. Now listen carefully, we're not done with balancing on one leg. So take one more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Take it slow. Inhale, we're going to open up to the side. Exhale, take it slow. The right knee comes forward. Now super slow, we're going to bring that right foot back, coming to dancing Shiva. So grab hold of the foot with the right hand and going to reach forward with the heart. And maybe you're going to fall. Nobody cares beside you. Try again. Maybe you're going to see what happens if you lift the right knee a little higher. And you also want to be conscious of the chest, so make sure that your chest is higher than your hips. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, bring it all back down. Give everything a little shake. And let's do the other side. Bring your attention to your right foot. Left knee comes up. Engage your belly already. Your six-pack, your beer belly, whatever you want to call it. We're going to bring the foot to the butt first. Only then open the knee joint. Hands to the heart. Make sure you're not leaning to one side or another. If you're ready, you can already shoot your prayer up. If you're feeling wobbly, maybe just stay a little lower. Make sure that the foot is always on the thigh or the shin, but never on the knee. So lift it a little higher, or lift it. So you never want to press against your knee joints. And then again, you want to open up, so make sure that the left knee is not coming in. There's so many things to think about in asana. You don't have the time to think about your own misery. Take one more inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring that left knee forward. Take it slow, and then you really can keep your balance this way. Left foot goes back. You're going to grab hold of the foot first, and then begin to lengthen. Think about making yourself super long. Keep on engaging your belly. Lift the left knee a little higher if you can. The heart is higher than the hips. Whoop. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, bring it all down. Give everything a little shake. That was fun, right? I'm going to take it as a yes. Such a lonely profession, being a yoga teacher. You just talk and nobody ever replies. Let's close the eyes for a moment. Find your Tadasana. We're going to exhale everything out. Taking a deep breath in. Exhaling everything out. Let's do one more breath in. And exhale it out. On your next inhalation, gently open the eyes. We're going to spread the arms, see your thumbs, make yourself super long. Exhale, we're going to fall over the legs. Inhale, look up, flat back, long belly. Exhale, we're going to step back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. One more breath. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it between the hands. The left heel come down to the mat. We're going to rise up to Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. So, we're just going to stay here for some time, 5 breaths. So you move to improve if you need to. You want to make sure that you're going to press that back heel down. You want to find your front knee 90 degrees. And you're going to reach up from the fingertips without bringing the shoulders up. It sounds like a paradox, and it is actually. It only takes about a decade or two to get there, but at least we're going to have something to work on. So let's do one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, you're going to open up to Warrior 2. So have a look at the back arm, make sure it's in line with the front. Then have a look with the front knee. Make sure that you can see that big toe to prevent the knee from falling inward. You want to engage your upper arms, but you want to relax your shoulders. And then finally, you want to relax your gaze, tucking your belly in. Sit a little bit more deeply than you think you can, because usually you can. Again, notice how the knee is falling inwards. Yeah, open, 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 open. More. Yes. On your next inhalation, bring both arms down to the mat. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands, right heel down on the mat in 45 degrees, rising up to warrior one. Inhale, pressing that back heel down, reaching up with the arms, front knee 90 degrees. Now you really have to press that back heel down in order to find rotation in the hips. Even if this rotation doesn't feel possible at this time, your back heel is going to kind of anchor you down. So you're reaching up from the upper arms, but you're relaxing the shoulders. Sit a little bit more deeply into that front knee, relaxing your gaze. One more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Exactly the same jazz. Arms are in line. You're sitting deeply. You can see that big toe. So the knee is never like this, right? You want to protect all these gazillion joints in there. Keep on bringing the belly in, so you have a sense of openness in the hips. And then lastly, soften the face, the gaze. Pretend like you're enjoying it. Maybe one day you will. Relax the toes of the front foot. Ah, yes. On your next inhalation, both arms down to the mat, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Breathe it in and breathe it out. On your next inhalation, you're going to lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply, jump forward in between the hands, falling over the legs. Inhale, circle the arms, rise high. Exhale, back to Namaste. Again, follow your breath. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, you're going to dive down. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, stepping back, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Spread your fingers wide, lift out of your shoulders, and then exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Left heel come down on the mat, warrior one, Virabhadasana one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in first, checking with that front knee. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Now we're going to take one inhalation to flip the palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, reverse warrior. So you want to bring the right arm behind you. The right palm is facing the wall behind you. Immediately check with that front knee. Notice how it's falling inwards. It is Nidabadooling, my friends. Sit a little bit more deeply. A little bit more deeply. Yes, you can. And then open the knee. So again, we're trying to protect you, so you won't blame us for ruining your body. On your next inhalation, count to 4 to come back to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg, lift the kneecaps, stay. Inhale, reach all the way forward with the front arm. Exhale, you're going to place the right hand on the shin towards the mat. Maybe you're going to use a block, very smart. And you're going to reach up with the left arm. Now I see already that some of you are leaning on that right hand. So take the weight of your right hand and divide it between your two heels. Exactly. So we're not trying to reach down. What we're actually trying to do is to open the heart and the chest towards the wall you're facing. Beautiful. On your next inhalation, come to stand on straight legs. Exhale, bend the front knee, warrior two. Inhale, bring both arms down to the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Taking a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's do one more breath in. And exhale it out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Right heel comes down, Virabhadasana one. Inhale, reach up, settle in first. Exhale, we stay, pressing the back heel. Inhale a little higher with the arms. Exhale, open up, warrior two. One inhalation to flip the palms towards the ceiling. Exhale, find reverse warrior. So left palm towards the wall behind you. And notice how you have to remind yourself the same business about this left knee too. You're sitting deeply. You want to make sure you can see the big toe even here. Don't allow that knee to fall in. Relax the toes of the front foot. On your next inhalation, come to stand on come back to Viga 2. Exhale, straighten the legs, lift the kneecap. Inhale, reach all the way forward. Exhale, placing the hands outside the shin, maybe on a block, maybe on the shin itself. And then again, take the weight of the left hand, lift the left kneecap, and make sure that you're dividing the weight of the body between your two heels. The arms are in line, and your chest and heart are fully rotated towards the wall you're facing. On your next inhalation, you're going to come to stand on straight legs. Exhale, bend the front knee, warrior 2. Inhale, bring both arms down to the mat, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out. Inhaling, exhale it out. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the heels high, bend the knees deeply, jump a step forward in between the hands, falling over the legs. Inhale, circle the arms, rise high, see your thumbs. Exhale, back to Namaste. Last round. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, you're going to dive down. Inhale, look up, prepare. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Let's just take one breath in for the road. Exhale everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Left heel come down to the mat. Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, settle in. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Now listen carefully. On your next inhalation, you're going to reach forward with the front arm. And here you're either going to place your hand inside the right foot. Maybe you're just going to place it on your thigh. You're going to reach up with the left arm, and you can bring the arm overhead or keep it the way it is. So what we're looking for is opening the heart. If the hand does not reach down flatly to the mat, you can always use a block. So your arm is either on your thigh, you're either using a block, yes. And then we're going to come back to stand warrior 2. We're going to windmill both arms down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Child pose is coming in just a moment. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Right heel come down to the mat, warrior 1. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, settle in. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, open up. On your next inhalation, reach forward, choosing the same variation as you've done on the other side. Forearm on thigh or inside, or maybe you're going to use a block. The right arm goes up, bring it overhead only if you've done so on the other side. And then remember that we want to open up. And also remember that, so you want to use a block, my friends. And also remember that the blocks and the props are here to help you. It doesn't mean that you're putting less effort. You're actually just protecting your body. On your next inhalation, come to standing warrior 2. Exhale, stay. Inhale, reach both arms down to the mat. Back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's take one breath in. Exhaling everything out. And then very gently bend the knees, coming down to a child pose. Making sure that your knees are as wide as your mat. And you really want to find yourself kind of laying down in between your hips. Now, often you will find that when you come down to the mat, you get cold very quickly, or you get distracted very quickly. So the secret is to really keep on working with your breath. You want to use your ujjayi as intensely and as sincerely as you've done when you're jumping up and down. If you're actually interested in practicing yoga, child pose is always a fantastic opportunity to witness the mind. So what are you thinking of? And how many times have you told yourself this story before? My breakfast, my brunch, my lunch, my mom, my dad, my neighbor, my ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, the teacher in 2nd grade. Or if you're competitive like me, maybe, you know, evaluation and judgment about how you did today. It's useless, right? Same old movie playing in the mind again and again and again. Very gently, on your next inhalation, begin to rise up. We're coming to the mat in just a moment, so don't despair. But first, let's find hands and knees, like we've done at the beginning. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Have a look in between the thighs. Make sure you can no longer see the feet. And then curl the toes under, making your way to downward facing dog. And really just take a moment to feel and see how this downward facing dog feels in the body in comparison to the first one you've taken this morning. Maybe there's a little bit more space, maybe not. It's just interesting to observe. Now on your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air. We're going to bring the right knee in between the hands in a straight line. If you have knee issues, I'll show you what to do instead in a minute. You want to lengthen that left leg completely, point the left foot. Bring the right shin forward, so we're preparing for pigeon. Prop yourself on your fingertips, make sure the left foot is in line with the rest of the body, and then on an exhalation, come down to the forearms or the forehead. If this really hurts your knee, you can just come and lay on your back and bring that knee on your left thigh. So it's exactly the same action, just from a different direction.
Too much to bear. Where could I run? Your eyes, I found them there.
Make sure that you're going to soften your shoulders. Yeah, exactly.
Sing to you the song.
Make sure that you're not leaning to one side or another. So you want to find the hips in a square place. And make sure that the back foot is in line with the rest of the body. A little bit more out. Yes.
As the world.
And again, you're still using your ujjayi, right? So your breath has not gone anywhere else. You, my love, you want to come a little bit more towards your right. A little bit more towards your right. Yes, exactly. Now we're working on heart openers, so we're going to take this a little bit further. And you can just stop if it feels like it's too much. So on your next inhalation, gently bring yourself to your fingertips. And this is already a pretty intense heart opener, right? You have kind of a good compression in your lower back. So you can stay here if it's enough, or maybe you can walk your fingers a little bit further back. So you don't want to torture yourself, you just want to find somewhere which is a challenge, but somewhere you can sustain. If you want to go further away or further in, you can begin to bend your left knee. And then you can grab hold of your ankle or your foot, or you can stick your toes in the inner part of your left elbow. But then you want to make sure that the chest is still square. So you're going to open the heart and the chest. Remember, if you go further, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing it better. It doesn't make you into a better yogi or a better practitioner. You want to work on opening the heart and the chest. So don't bend the knee if it's not working out. Soften the face, the gaze. I know I'm gorgeous Christian, but keep on breathing. And then very gently we're going to let go of that foot. Place the hands down in front of you. Curl the toes of the left foot under. Make your way to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more inhale here. Exhaling everything out. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air. Bring the knee in between the hands in a straight line. Point the right leg. Make sure that everything is in line with the body. Bring that left shin forward. You don't have to rush. So again, it's about a technique more than how far you get. Deep breath, inhale, open heart and chest. Exhale, you're going to come down to the forearms, or maybe right away to the forehead. And you really have to be your own teacher these days. You really have to keep on protecting your body. So what are your shoulders doing? Keep on relaxing those shoulders. And then how are the hips? You know, we want to square the hips, right? So you really have to make sure that you're not leaning to one side or another. Find your ujjayi if you've lost it somewhere along the way. Invite the mind to join the body if it has gone somewhere else too. And then very gently in your next inhalation begin to rise up. And we're going to choose the exact same variation we've done on the other side because we want to work on equanimity. So either stay here if that's what you've done on the other side, or maybe walk the fingers a little bit further back. Only if that's what you've done on the other side. And then finally, bend that right knee. Only if you've done so on the left. Opening the heart and the chest. You're really facing forward, right? So it's never about turning to the right or the left. Soften the face and the gaze. Deliciousness. Very gently let go of that right foot, curling the toes of the right foot under, stepping back to downward facing dog, and really just enjoy this lushness of being able to stretch out, lifting out of the shoulders. We're going to go only for one forward bend because we're working on opening the heart. So on your next inhalation, actually let's do a little openness just to reset the body. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, bring yourself all the way down. Inhale, Bhujangasana, open the heart and the chest. And then very gently coming down, curling the toes under, downward facing dog. And then we're going to lift the heels high, we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to jump forward to a sit. Make it as light as you can, or at least just think about it. It's good to have an intention. So we're coming to Paschimottanasana. I'm going to stay here for 2 minutes. So please do not come to your max right away. Let's just make it a little bit interesting and see how we can turn this into a journey. You want to walk the flesh of the buttocks away without using your hands. Your butt have a free wheel. You're going to engage your legs so the thighs are feeling like 2 bricks. Now take a deep breath. Inhale, reach up, lengthen the belly, and then exhale, come a little bit down from the hips, not from the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, you're just tilting forward from the hips. Inhale, lengthen. A little bit further down, the belly is still long. Inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, relax the hands on the shins, on the feet, or maybe you're going to use a belt. Take one more inhalation to open the heart and the chest, square your shoulders, and then you're going to come maybe a little bit further down. Maybe you're just going to stay where you are. Now, I see that about 70% of you have already forgot to flex the feet. So the legs are in full action. You also want to make sure that you're going to open the outer part of the feet. Yes. Relaxing the shoulders wherever you are. instead of thinking about how much longer,
Saraswati
focus on your breath.
Namaha
Make sure that you're still engaging your thighs. They still feel like 2 bricks. Make sure that you're still lifting your kneecaps. So you're almost touching your foreheads with your toes because you're flexing your feet so much. Then instead of thinking about lengthening the legs, think about lengthening the belly and bringing it on the thighs. Yeah. You're going to stay here for last 10 breaths. So please count your own breath. Deep inhalations. Deep exhalations. Maybe you want to come to your max at last. This is your chance. We've been here for a while now. And then once you've exhaled your 10th out breath, very gently soften the face, soften your gaze. You're going to rise up. You're going to bring your arms with you. And you're going to place the arms behind you. The fingers are going to face forward. Yes, spread your fingers wide. Then we're going to place the feet where the knees were. Make sure that the feet are parallel to each other. Take a deep breath, inhale, open the heart and the chest. And then exhale, lift your hips up. Now have a look at the feet. Make sure they're still parallel to each other. Often they go in or out. Press all 10 toes down. Lift the hips a little higher. Make sure you can no longer see the knees. And then drop the head back. We're going to stay here for 5. We're going to stay here for 4. All 10 toes are down. We're going to stay here for 2. All 10 toes are still down. Take one more inhale a little higher. And then exhale, sit your butt down. We're going to cross the shins. Come to hands and knees. And make your way to downward facing doggy. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale it out. Now on your next inhalation, lift the right leg up in the air. We're going to bring the right foot in between the hands. And we're going to bring the left knee down, pointing the left foot. Now if this already feels a little bit intense for the left knee, you can just fold your mat. And then your knee has more support. It's a great solution. Make sure that the back leg is in line with the rest of the shin. You really want to square your hips first, and only then begin to bring the knee over the ankle. This is the only posture you can do it, never in warriors. You can stay here if this is already kind of enough. If you want to go further on your next inhalation, bring both arms up, shooting your index fingers up to the sky. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Inhale a little higher if you can. Exhale, maybe you have the space to bring the upper arms behind the ears, or maybe you're just happy to be alive. Keep on breathing. Relax the toes of the front foot. Keep on relaxing those shoulders. Let's do one more inhale a little higher. Exhale, both arms down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in. Maybe noticing the difference in size. On your next inhalation, lift the left leg up in the air, bring it in between the hands. Right knee comes down. Using a padding if you've done so on the other side. And then you're going to prop yourself on your front knee. Back foot is in line with the rest of the body. So begin by squaring your hips, then bring that knee over the ankle. Inhale, reaching up, Kali Mudra, index fingers shooting up. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale a little higher. Exhale, maybe upper arms behind the ears, maybe not. Relax the toes. Yeah. Relax the toes a little bit more. One more inhale a little higher. Exhale, let's bring the hands down. stepping back to downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhaling. Exhale it out. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale everything out. Now on your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. Exhale, stay there. You can come to Chaturanga Dandasana if you know what it is, or come all the way down to the mat. You're in Cobra, Bhujangasana, or upward facing dog if you came for a vinyasa. Curling the toes under back to downward facing dog. On your next inhalation, come forward to a plank. And then count to 4 to bring yourself all the way to the mat. So 4 microbendy elbows, 3 microbendy elbows, 2 microbendy elbows, yes! And let's prepare for one last Bhujangasana this morning. So you want to place your fingers in line with your chest, or even better with your nipples, so they're quite low, and you want to bring the elbows in. Now you're going to press the top of the feet down so much until the knees will come off the mat. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale, you're going to open the heart and the chest, but you're kind of low. So the pubic bone is pressing down, and then think about coming to the bottom of the pubic bone. So that will really allow you to open the heart and the chest even more. And make sure that you're not looking up, you're looking down or forward, because your neck has nothing to do with this. Keep on breathing. Let's do one more inhale, go to your max. Exhale, come and lay down on the right side of the face. Arms alongside the body, heels to opposite side. And you want to shake the hips, you want to shake the lower back. Yeah. Shavasana is getting closer and closer, my friends. Now, on your next inhalation, bring the forehead to the mat. This time, we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. You want to engage your thighs and press the top of the feet down so much until the knees come off the mat. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, you're going to lift the heart and the chest, but the top of the feet are staying down. You're going to look down or forward, not up, because your neck has nothing to do with it. And if you can, straighten the arms even more and lift the arms above your butt. So you're really finding a nice openness in the shoulders. Relax the face, the gaze. Take one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, come to the left side of the face. Arms alongside the body, heels to opposite side. Shake the hips. Shake the lower back. And think about all that juice that you're shooting into the lower back. Creating heat and therefore creating space. On your next inhalation, bring the forehead to the mat. We're going to flip the palms down to the mat too, so you have to rotate your arms. And you want to begin to stretch the arms, kind of try and walk further and further down while keeping the forehead. So you're really stretching the arms and therefore you're really rolling the shoulders. Bring the feet together, engage the thighs, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, lift only the feet. So the palms of the hands are pressing down, the forehead is still down. You're like an airplane which is like halfway. Lift the feet even higher. Take one more inhale, exhale, lift the heart, the chest and the arms too. So you're off the mat and really nothing touches the mat but your pubic bone. Bring the feet together, don't allow them to separate. If the feet are together, it means that you're working harder on the lower back. Yes! Neck is long, take one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, gently come down. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Give everything a little shake. We're going to take this a little bit further. On your next inhalation, bring the forehead to the mat. This time we're going to bend the knees. We're going to grab hold of the ankles. Very important, not the feet, but the ankles. And then you want to flex your feet. Now bring the knees in, so make sure that the knees are not wider than your hips. Flex the feet again. Yes. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, open the heart and open the chest, but not the neck. So you're looking down or forward. And it's also, you're looking down or forward. Yeah, so you want to protect your neck. And I really like to imagine somebody sitting on my feet, because this will allow you to bring the weight of the body down and open the heart and the chest more. Take one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, bring it all down. Give everything a little shake. So maybe good to know, we don't ask you to flex your feet because we're stubborn and we think that this is the way you should do it. We ask you to flex your feet in order to protect your knees. So even if you have a different way of practicing, maybe just see what happens if you try a different variation. Let's do this again. On your next inhalation, bring the forehead to the mat. We're going to bend the knees, we're going to flex the feet, we're going to grab hold of the ankles. So the feet are in hip width, never wider. And again, flex the feet, so your toes are facing the wall behind you. Yes, exactly. Take a deep breath, inhale. Exhale, open the heart, open the chest. And then imagine somebody sitting on your feet. They have to be flexed in order for that someone, maybe your yoga teacher, to do that. And notice how this allows you to open the heart and the chest even more. Take one more inhale, a little higher. Exhale, let's come down. Give everything a little shake. And I'm gonna have a little treat for you guys. So, not chocolates though, Christian, sorry. No cookies, no tea. We're just gonna roll over to our backs. And instead of going for these whole motions of, Setu Bandha Asana, Urdhva Dhanurasana, we're just going to have a nice little chill out moment with a block. So make sure that your block is quite close to you so you can grab hold of it. If you don't have a block, just raise your arm. I'm going to get you one quickly. All right, so you want to measure, no throwing blocks, please. The excitement. You want to measure the distance between the feet and the seat. So you want to, it's like we're coming to a bridge. Well, we are coming to a bridge actually. So you want to brush the tip of your heels with your long fingers. And then you want to make sure that the feet are in hip width, and you want to slightly turn your big toes in. Now take a deep breath, inhale, lift the hips high. Yeah, high, high, high. Maybe you want to interlace the hands just for a moment so you can really find that sense of lift. And then we're going to grab hold of the block, and we're going to place the block underneath the sacrum. So you want it in the short side, so like this. So it's really the sacrum, the tailbone is kind of very short and very precise. And then the big toes are still facing inwards. So slightly bring the big toes in. And then you can interlace the hands around the block if you want. If something doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel okay, so you want to block like this, my love. Then it will make more sense. And you just want to look up. You can close your eyes. If it doesn't feel challenging or intense, let's talk in about 2 or 3 minutes. So just keep on breathing. It's a fantastic way of working on opening the heart in a supported way.
Some things.
Often we think that asana practice is learning to touch your toes or doing fancy arm balances or, not using props. But the longer you practice, you begin to realize that asana practice is really about touching yourself, touching your soul, touching that vulnerable place within you when you don't have to compete and achieve and gain anything.
My God is real, for I can feel
It's really about
Him in my soul.
what is the quality of the mind, what is the quality of the breath.
Well, yes, God is
Even when you put yourself through all this discomfort and unfamiliar landscape.
real in my soul.
And then hopefully you can take that experience out to real life.
Yes, God is real,
we're going to come out, but we're going to do it super slow. So you want to lift the hips a little higher and gently remove the prop. And then bring the spine down really one vertebra at a time.
It shines like pure gold.
It's gonna feel maybe like you lost a limb. So really place the lower back too. And then if you'd like and if you're ready, you can bring the knees in, give them a squeeze. Maybe making small circles to the right. Maybe making small circles to the left. Maybe you want to come to a happy baby, if you know what it is. So you're separating the feet, grabbing hold of each foot and just rolling on the middle and the lower back. And let's do a little bit of an active twist, because we've been laying down for quite some time. So what I would like you to do is stay on your back, and then you're going to bend the knees and you're going to bring them in 90 degrees, and you're flexing the feet. So there's really kind of a lot of action happening in the belly. And then you can spread your arms out, or you can have your elbows in 90 degrees. So the knees are in 90 degrees too. So the knees are together. Yes, exactly. And you're going to flex your feet. Now take a deep breath, inhale, exhale. You're going to bring the knees to the left and you're going to look to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, you're going to bring the knees to the right, looking to the left. You can keep your head down. Inhale, knees to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the right, you're looking to the left. I know you're loving me for this, right? Inhale, center, a couple of more times. Exhale, knees to the left, you're looking to the right. Inhale, center. Knees to the right, you're looking to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring the knees to the chest, give them a squeeze. That was really harmless. All right, we're going to finish the class with an inversion. We're going to come to a shoulder stand. So if you have neck issues, if you don't want to come up, if you're in your moon day, or if you just had enough, please be my guest. You can just lay down and chill out and have an extended Shavasana. If you're coming to a shoulder stand with us, we're going to go step by step, so don't rush to come up. We're going to begin by wiggling the butt to the bottom of the mat. And then you're going to whoop your legs overhead, and you're going to come to Halasana. So I'm going to take you step by step. You don't have to look around. All right. If the feet reach down, don't come to a shoulder stand right away. We're taking a moment to find our alignment. So you're in Halasana. In Halasana, you're going to interlace the hands behind the back. If the feet reach down to the mat or not very interesting. We don't really care about that. Now, after a few moments in Halasana, you're going to bring your elbows in until your elbows are in shoulder width. And then you're going to place your hands on the very lower part of your back, making sure that all 10 fingers are facing up to the sky, including the thumbs. So again, the elbows have to be in shoulder width in order to achieve that. Now you're going to lift one leg, and then you're going to lift another. And here you are, finding yourself in a perfect shoulder stand. If it feels heavy, you're doing it right. So you can point the feet, you can floin them, you can stretch yourself out. But then after a few moments, you really want to begin to flex the feet. So you're going to find a sense of engagement in the thighs and the belly. We're staying here for 2 minutes. Increase the length of your inhalations and exhalations if it gets a little heavy.
Look
remember your ujjayi is going to carry you, right? Staying here for last half a minute. If you can, please stay up. Not for the sake of achievement, for the sake of stamina and discipline. 5, 4, 2, and 1. Coming back to Halasana. Interlacing the hands behind the back. And just stay for a few moments, maybe feel the difference between the first Halasana you've taken 2 minutes ago and the one you're in now. Very gently, we're going to separate the arms, pressing them down on the edges of the mat. And begin to bring your spine down to the mat, one vertebra at the time. And then we're going to finish the class with Matsyasana, fish pose. So please do not skip this one last pose, even if you're in a shoulder stand, just for a little bit, because we close the neck and now we want to open it. So you want to wiggle your butt to the middle of the mat. You're going to bring your feet together, lengthening the legs. The feet are together, and then you're going to flex the feet like you're in a forward bend. Yes, exactly. So really you're engaging the thighs. Now inhale, prop yourself on your forearms, like you're at the beach in Ibiza, so checking out the waves. Taking a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale, you're going to bring the crown of the mat down. If the crown of the mat does not reach down, it means that you need to bring your forearm further down. Yes, more, until the crown reaches down. You can close the eyes if you're freaked out by the faces of your fellow yogis. And then notice how you forgot to flex the feet already. So flex the feet, more. The feet are together. And you really have a sense of openness in the heart and the chest. And then very gently take a deep breath, inhale, lift the head, make sure that you can see your big toes. And then come and lay down in Shavasana. Make sure that you have everything you need. Maybe you want to put your socks on, something warm. Rotating the palms of the hands towards the sky, moving the arms away from the body. Maybe imagine somebody gently pressing the palms of their hands on your shoulders, allowing you to open the heart and the chest even more. And then maybe take a deep breath, inhale through the nose. Super gently open the mouth. Shavasana. yourself a good stretch. Flexing the feet, pointing the feet, then flexing and pointing again. And then whenever you're ready, bending the knees, rolling over to the right side, staying there for a moment or two or even 3. Just taking your time to come out of Shavasana. And then whenever you're ready, bring yourself to sit with the help of your left hand, finding a brick or a bolster. Maybe keeping the eyes closed if you can. Otherwise, just close the eyes once you found your seat. So again, you can rest the hands on the thighs or the knees, or you can bring them to go together towards the center of the body. And then once again, find the back of your sitting bones. Make sure that you're not leaning forward. So it's a really subtle movement, right? It's just 2-3 centimeters back, like you're leaning against the wall. And then notice how this allows you to open the heart and the chest. So the belly is long, shoulders are relaxed, the face, the mouth, the lips, the tongue. Taking a moment to check in with the body, see how it feels. Taking a moment to check in with the mind. And then begin to unite the two with your breath. Taking a moment to feel the fruits of your practice and dedication and hard work. Taking a moment to acknowledge that sense of ease you find when you just take a break. When you just give yourself a break. And then let's bring the hands to the heart in Namaste. Closing the practice with 3 times Om. Let's exhale everything out. Taking a deep breath, inhale, fill up. Fill up a little bit more, then fill up all the way to the crown. Bolo Sadhguru Bhagavan Ki. Jai. Open the eyes, bowing down to yourself. Bolo Sadhguru Bhagavan Ki, meaning victory to the Guru within you. So bowing down to that Guru that brought you here this morning. Thank you so much, everyone, for troopering through, for showing up. If you have any props, if you have any belts or blocks, please just leave them where they are. Don't bother to go all the way to the back. I'm going to take them out. We're going to let this side go out first because we have quite a busy class. While you're making your way, if you feel that these classes are a little bit too long for you, we also have 1-hour classes these days in downtown during lunchtime. So if you just want, you know, a little shot of Svaha Yoga, no chanting, no talking. You don't have to like thinking, Jesus. Yeah, how much longer? Have a fantastic weekend. Stay away from booze. Unless you have a good reason. All right. I'm going to stop before I'm going to say anything.
Gate, gate, param gate, param sam.
Oh.